Okay, doing some Dwarf Fortress here, and before we get started, I'd like to point out that this video is just going to be like a world checking out the world I've made, and finding a location, picking my stuff, and that type of thing. If you want to just start right at my dwarves on the ground digging holes, then go to episode 2 here. Second thing I'd like to point out is I'm not really a professional at Dwarf Fortress, if there is such thing. And then these are also not tutorial videos. So if you want one of those, if you want a tutorial video, you probably want to go to like Captain Duck. 'Cause that's where I learned my stuff. I also like to say that this is, oops, this is not where I'm going. This is Masterwork Dwarf Fortress. As you can see, it says right here, and you can see down in the corner, it's not .40. It's not the latest version of Dwarf Fortress, but the masterworkness of it does make up for that. So, because Masterwork adds a lot of creatures and a lot of this and that, there's a lot of new races that you can play as. You're not just the dwarves, you can play as whatever. That's what that game that I went to, I went to the wrong place there. You saw that game that I had to continue. That's my single player, or I guess it's all single player. It's my off-camera game, and I'm playing as the kobolds at the moment on that one. So that's pretty fun. Oh yeah, and one other thing I wanted to point out is that if you guys want to like claim one of my dwarves and name him whatever, then go for it. That way, you've kind of got your own character in my game. You can pretend that you're in my game, and then when something comes to my fortress and destroys your character, then it's like, oh man, it's all the more tragic or whatever. But anyway, here's the world. If you haven't seen Dwarf Fortress before, this is the main map. All of these things are, representative of like mountains here, and you got little hills. You can see these tree icons and bushes and stuff. And then you have the region. It's zoomed in a little bit. It's basically right here on this yellow X, the region, and then here's even more zoomed in up here. But as you can see on this one, we have this blue area. That's a mountain lake. There's all these mountains, and then there's a lake in the middle, and there's a little bit of like a flat, buildy spot here. You could build up here. Over here, it's pretty calm and serene. As you can see, it says surrounding serene. That means there's not much stuff that'll kill you. Then it goes to wilderness, and then over here, where it's purple, that's a haunted island. There's like a little haunted island on this lake, and I think at some point I might want to check that out. Not right away, because it's scary there, haunted. There's gonna be tons of stuff that wants to kill you. I don't really know. I haven't done much in places like that. Let's see, where else did I want to go? There's a bunch of cool stuff on this map. I haven't looked at it too thoroughly. Here it looks like a bunch of plains with people living in there. There's different civilizations. I think I mentioned in a different video for a different game or something that I got a world up to 600, but I couldn't use that world because Masterwork Dwarf Fortress there's a big ocean, has a thing automatically on, which makes for this little, it's called secret fun, but it's not really that secret. It's just basically plagues. Your people get plagued unless you have wards or something. You build some wards, they won't get plagued, and then it's back to normal Dwarf Fortress unless you forget to build a ward, and then all of a sudden everybody's plagued, and I don't think I like that. So I turned that off, and I had to make a new world in order to turn that off, because the old world was still created under that law. Anyways, I'm off on rambling. I'm down here somewhere, like here it is. This is a gnomish civilization. See if we go, yeah, let's see. Yeah, there's all these civilizations that we could play as, and I think this one is dwarf. Yeah, there's the spry curse, and then I think the superior tiles. Yeah, because they're over here. I remember there was a dwarf civilization in 3 places, one on each side and one at the bottom. And then as I was looking through, I noticed a gnomish civilization. It must be this one. Yeah, gnomes living right here around this bay. I kind of thought that was neat. This game is just so neat. There's all kinds of different stuff that you can look around at. Over here on this side, there's a little ocean over here. I'm not sure why it's a different color. Because this big one is blue, and then this one is brown and red. I don't know. But whatever. It's also really hot at the bottom, and it's really cold at the top. So this is like glaciers and stuff and tundra. And then down here, you have savannas and tundra, or not tundra, desert. Because see, if you look up here, we got tropical grassland, and it is scorching. And as I move around, the sand desert, there's a little sand desert right in here. And everything's really hot down there. That makes like ponds and rivers and stuff dry up and stuff, which isn't good. And then people get uncomfortable because of the heat, I think, as well. So I don't like the heat, and I don't really like the cold. I like to stay kinda towards the middle. Now let's first pick a dwarven civilization, because I don't want to be the gnomes. At some point, I might want to be the gnomes. As much as I normally have a kind of general distaste for gnomes, just because I think at some point I might want to be them. The pulleys of neutralization. Who are them? Nothing? Wait. I don't know who they are. You can't... Because you choose the civilization, you go to this screen, the top one there is the one, but it just says no trade. It's all glitched out. It might be the hermits, because that's a new one put in by Masterwork Dwarf Fortress. It was apparently just recently put in, in on the mod. So it's probably a little buggy. Here's a couple of mountain lakes. Yeah. Yeah, see, I was thinking about building up in this one up here, because that was cool, and I like a mountain lake, but it's kind of cold up there. So that's why I was not looking around up there. But this is a warmer area. Let me see. Wait, I still gotta get Spikers. Is there a whole... I think there's a whole... Yeah, this is a whole list of civilizations that I didn't even realize. I think I started here when I was off camera looking at them, and I think I went down to these ones, and I don't think I even realized that these ones are here. Crazy. Well, there might be more than one dwarven civilization. That's kobold, gnomes, orcs, succubi, warlocks. See, you can be all kinds of different stuff. Humans. There's some dwarves. Cruelty of steel. They're up by that lake too. Yeah. The problem I have with cold is that water freezes. In the hot it evaporates, and in the cold it freezes. Both conditions make it impossible to use the water for drinking. So yeah. Wait, what is this? The Bloody Dike? That doesn't really... It doesn't... I don't know about that. Kobolds. Gnomes. And... more dwarves. Alright, so we actually have 5 dwarves civilization. And they're up by the lake too. Jeez. They're tempting me. But no, I want this one down here, because this is going to be... I'll go ahead and be this one. This civilization of dwarves. Where's my... Oh yeah, I passed it. This one. Yeah, it's warm here. Nice and warm. So if we find a spot near the edge of the water that we kind of like, then we can go up here to this. Move this around. And find a spot. We gotta pay attention here though. We want metals, and we want... Well, we don't necessarily need soil, because the soil tells me how much soil is underground. We know there's soil at the top, but that tells you how much soil is underground, so that you can dig out some underground growing caverns for growing mushrooms and whatever else these dwarves want to eat. What did I press? Oh yeah. Pressed N by accident, and it's like, you want to put a note? No, I don't want to put a note. Let's see here. Yeah, look, it says there's metal underneath this lake, but how to get it? Well, you'd have to dig down and then dig out. But anyway, what's this one? What is this? Is this a lake down here? Is this saltwater? This is probably... Yeah, another freshwater lake down here. Cool. Right, so I'm going to... what is this over here? These little icons are indicating what? Badlands. Oh, we got some badlands. The land is bad. It's a very naughty land. Well, I might want to tame these naughty lands. Perhaps. This is over here. The Delightful Tower. Is the name of the mountain? That's a weird name for a mountain. Alright, whatever. Badlands. I think we'll try up here somewhere. We got metal, yeah. Should be good. I think I want a little bigger area. I want to try to have the coastline in there. Yeah. Something like that, probably. Or do I... What is that? See, this blue chunk is supposed to be a river, but that's kind of... I don't know what it's doing. I don't know. I don't need to have a river, now that I think about it, because this is a freshwater lake. So I don't need a river. So I think I'm going to go right there. As much as I like to be indecisive and look around and all that type of thing, I do think this is where I'm going to be living. Now here you can choose all kinds of different templates for what your dwarves have, or what your orcs have, or whatever. You're not choosing a race at this screen. You're just choosing. Like if I had chosen a dwarf or an orc, then I would choose among these. But since I dwarf, yeah. But I'm not going to choose one of these because I like to take an empty template and do it myself, as it says. Okay, so I'll go ahead and get miner and a miner, and then lumberjack / carpenter. And we'll go ahead and get ourselves a pair of masons. Never gonna have enough of those. And then we go on down. Where is it? Farmer. Boom, 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 boom. Farmer / brewer. And then this guy's a farmer / cook. That's my normal setup. I wonder if you can actually save that. Can I save that? I can save that. Hey, it says save. Huh. Actually, I'm going to go back to these guys because I'm thinking I might want to put like stone engraver. Or no, we'll probably be fine. Because how many points does that take? See here down at the bottom right, it takes points. Yeah. Well, I never use up all of my points anyway. What else do we want? Crafters of some kind? Or maybe a fisherman? No. Let's go back and do another stone and engraver. Because once I get to smoothing stuff out, I'm going to need a lot of those guys to do it fast. Let's see here. Tab. Yes. Now, on this side, we have all kinds of different animals and junk and stuff that we can take. Oh, and I'm noticing mole weasels. I almost forgot about mole weasels. Where's my cursor? Oh, here. Yeah, get over here. Now, see, they used to have cats, and I think in the standard version they might still have cats. And you take a male and female cat, and they will breed and make all kinds of cats. And you will have a cat explosion, but you won't have a rat explosion. You won't have a bunch of vermin in your castle, because they eat vermin, you know, cats. But they took I don't see any cats here. I haven't been able to find any cats on these lists anywhere. So, then that means, you know, something else had to be. So I looked around, and mole weasel is pretty much the cat. You know, it eats vermin, it runs around. If you get too many of them, you can slaughter them and eat them. All that type of thing. There's a bunch of cool animals here, like the dew beetle nymph? Oh yeah, that's a small. Yeah, it's the young one. But dew beetles, if you have dew beetles, you can harvest their dew for, like, making booze or whatnot. But I'm not going to get too into that right at the moment. What I'm going to do first is load up on a bit of meat for a bit of variety, and then we get ourselves plump helmets. Because dwarves like plump helmets. Get 30 of those. Whoops. Keep pressing the wrong buttons. Is there any other plants? Icicle mints. I haven't seen those before. taiga pears. Huh. Interesting. New stuff for Masterwork Dwarf Fortress. Where are plump helmet spawns? Here we go. Gotta make sure to have plenty of seeds to plant, because I'll get seeds when the dwarves eat these, the regular plump helmets. They'll leave a seed behind, and I'll be able to plant that. But I want to have some seeds to start with. I also want to have, I think, whoops. I want to have smaller fingers so I don't press so many buttons at the same time. But I want to have some cave wheat, and get good. Well, we'll get 30. Why not? All right, now I think we drink. I think we need drinks. We'll get some ale. Now, Masterwork Dwarf Fortress also has a thing to make farming and mining and a bunch of other stuff harder, which I had originally left on my other worlds, which is another reason I had to make new worlds, because I turn those off. Harder farming basically makes it so that it takes 4 seasons, a full year, for all your crops to grow. So I was like, screw that. You know, at first I was like, well, it might be alright, it might be kind of fun. A little more difficulty is always interesting, but this game's difficult enough as it is, and, you know, Jesus Christ, that's a long time to wait for some freaking mushrooms. So I need, let's get some good quality picks, I think, to start out with, because my 2 miners are going to be running around with these picks forever, I'm sure. Give them some good ones. And then probably go with bismuth bronze for my chopping axes. Chopping down some trees. Let's see, I think that's... Oh yeah, I also remembered that one of the main reasons I couldn't get my freaking crossbow dwarves to do crap is because they didn't have any quivers. So I'm going to take some right off the bat so that they can do some hunting and stuff like that. Let's see, they're all pretty much the same, so we'll take some of the cheaper ones. Get a good old 5. Alright, and we got 50 points left. Oh crap, I forgot, I need an anvil. Don't I? Oh no, well, kind of. I can get by without one actually, because Masterwork puts in a building that you can create a anvil out of rocks. You just need to make rock blocks first. So I think that'll be alright. It usually takes me a while to find metal anyways. We got 50 more points though. Let's put it into booze? Well, we'll get a few more meats here first. And then some booze. 10 points. Let's just get some spawns. There we go. That looks pretty good, doesn't it? Yeah. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and save this template. Because I haven't really saved one for myself before, and I take pretty much the same thing every time. My plate. My template. Alright. Alright, that looks pretty good. Looks like we're good to go, and we'll go ahead and embark. Oh yeah, and it comes up with this screen. Masterwork Dwarf Fortress talks about all the different races you could be. Except for the Hermit, because that was just recently added to the mod. So they haven't put this in yet. But, you know, you've got, you know, one for greedy dwarves. And then there's gnomes. Or it could be freaking kobolds, like in my other game. Or orcs. Or vile necromancers. Or wait, succubus? Is this succubus? I think so. I don't think it says anywhere somewhere. But yeah, winged women that visit you in your sleep and seductive lies. Yeah, that's succubus. Lens drowned. All right, let's strike the earth. Let's go ahead and whack that earth. Gotta wait for it to load, of course. Oh wait, no. I pressed too many buttons, and now Windows is like, oh wait, this thing is not responding. Well, I know why it's not responding. It's because it's doing stuff. Leave it alone. Actually, at this point, I probably could have pause the video or whatever, but we'll put the embark thing or whatever. You can look at the world on this video and then look at it on the next. So it's flat. It's very flat. Oh, you see, these are cobwebs. Rare silk web, it says down here in the corner when I mouse it. Rare silk web. So my dudes can grab that, spin that into silk, make it into clothing, sell it, wear it, whatever. The down arrows in the water, that indicates that the slope goes down more. So this is like deeper water here than it is around here. So, you know, it's kind of cool. And it's all fresh water, dude. It's awesome. If I go down a slice, see, the world is taken in words. Words are words, man. Cross sections. Yeah, the world is slices and top down. Here's my dudes right there. So, as I said, I'm not going to do anything until the next video. So, I'll see you guys on the embark video. Or what? Wait, no, this was the embark video, wasn't it? No. I don't know. See you guys next time.